Hi guys, it's Graeme back from Team Clocked again with another reaction, and today we're talking making the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs, maybe shooting first, and possibly that bounty hunter on Ord Mantell. That's right, it's Star Wars Anthology Han Solo. Yesterday we got the announcement of the second in the Star Wars Anthology group of films, which are kind of going to bridge the gaps between the main film. So we're going to have episode 7 and then we're going to have an anthology film 8 and then an anthology film and so on and so on. So a lot of Star Wars coming. We already knew that the one that was going to bridge the gap between episode 7 and 8 is Rogue One, which is going to cover the rebels getting the plans to the Death Star, which sounds pretty exciting. But we didn't know what was going to happen with the second anthology film and where it was going to be. Now there's been hints and rumours flying around the internet for a while that it's going to be an origin story. Yesterday we finally got the announcement, and what we're going to get is a Han Solo origin film. Now this was one of the ones that people were wanting, so they wanted either a Han Solo origin film or they wanted a Boba Fett origin film. Personally, I'm not sure I didn't really know if I wanted either of those. They're treading a dangerous path in trying to kind of go back over these characters, and in particular Han Solo. He's such an iconic character in the Star Wars universe. We've already got a little bit more of his kind of backstory and his character in the comic books that they're publishing at the moment, which is set between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. So they've already kind of delved a bit more into Han's story and a bit more about what his life was like pre A New Hope, but we're now going to get an Origins film. Now, what do we know about the film so far? Not a great deal, to be honest with you. We know that the film's going to be directed by the guys who did the Lego movie. Now, I don't know them off the top of my head, I've got it on the iPad here. Christopher Miller and Phil Lord. The Lego movie went down really, really well. I've not seen it, so I can't really say anything about it, but it was very well received, so that sounds pretty good. The really big news about this anthology film for Han Solo is that it's being written by Lawrence Kasdan and his son, John. Now, Lawrence Kasdan, if you don't know, he wrote The Empire Strikes Back, he wrote most of the Return of the Jedi, and he also kind of co-wrote Force Awakens with J.J. Abrams. So in terms of his cred in Star Wars, he's well recognised and he does good Star Wars films, so that certainly is reason to be quite excited about it. I suppose the concern really is, where do they go with this origin story? Now, there's a few ways in which they can do it. We don't know anything about where the film's going to be set in terms of what age Han is going to be at, but I would assume they're kind of going to cover him from a late teenage years, perhaps his kind of life in the run-up to becoming a smuggler. They've mentioned kind of a lot of the rumours on what people want is a bit of a battle between him and Boba Fett. I don't really want that. I didn't get the impression in The Empire Strikes Back that there was a kind of storied history between the two, so although people do want that, I'm a little bit unsure about it. Where would I like to see it? I'd like to see it in kind of his teenage years, perhaps covering him from where he started and becoming a smuggler, getting involved with Jabba the Hutt. That's the sort of stuff that could be potentially really exciting. One of the things I don't want them to shoehorn things in. So I mentioned at the beginning there in the intro, things like making the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. Things like that, I can imagine they might do that to try and kind of appeal to the audience and the people who love Star Wars and who love the character of Han Solo, but I don't really think they need to do something like that. I could also see them maybe going down the route of covering when he gets the Falcon. So are we going to see Lando Calrissian in the film? Are we going to see Chewbacca in the film? The latter, Chewbacca, I would say that's pretty much a guarantee we're going to see that in the film in some way. The relationship between those two is so important to the character that even if it just shows you how they met, how they first started becoming partners, that would be absolutely awesome. I don't really think we need to see the Millennium Falcon again. My kind of feelings from Empire is that you didn't think that him winning the Falcon from Lando had happened all that long ago. So depending on where they choose to put the film, it'll either make a massive amount of sense showing things like maybe him getting the Falcon and not. The other big question about it, and this is the one I really want an answer to, hopefully quite soon, is who next is going to play Han Solo. Harrison Ford is Han Solo as far as everyone in the world is concerned. He made that character what it is, and how on earth does someone step into those shoes? Now again, if they put it a little bit early, if they make him younger, it's probably going to make it a bit easier, but how does someone take that role and make it their own without it becoming an imitation of Harrison Ford? And that's what's going to be really important. You want someone who's going to bring their own spin to the character, someone whose attitude and behaviours and the way that he plays the part is not the same as the Han Solo that we meet in A New Hope. There was a rumour a while ago about Aaron Paul being cast as Han Solo in an origin film. I think he did something on stage with regards to The Empire Strikes Back, and I could probably see that working. There's very few actors. Again, I'm looking at this in terms of an age thing, and if they're going to have him, I mean, I think Han Solo was probably around, he's supposed to be, I think, early mid-30s in A New Hope, so they're probably going to have to go somewhere like the late teens, and if that is the case, then I think Aaron Paul might be a little bit old to play the character. So it's, where are they going to get somebody who can play that character in that role? A little while ago, in one of our other videos, I asked Martin who he would recast if they were to reboot the characters and reboot the Star Wars trilogy. He said Ryan Gosling as Han Solo. Now, he certainly looks the part, but is he too old to play that? Because that's then going to be putting it dangerously close to A New Hope. So that's going to be really, really interesting. Do I want to see other characters kind of filter in? Him and Lando Calrissian, you get the idea and the impression that they are old friends, so it might be interesting to see a little bit of that. But apart from that, I don't want to kind of shoehorn things in that don't need to be in. So maybe a little bit of Lando, yeah. Chewbacca, definitely, let's get him into that film. So that's what we've got. We've got no other information on the film at this point, other than it's going to be released on the 25th of May 2018. So we've got 3 years to wait until we find out what's going on with this film either way. But it's going to be, it's going to be interesting. The anthology films seem to be kind of focusing on the era between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, or around that time of the kind of the first set of films, which is interesting. But I was hoping they might delve into some of the other characters. I mean, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, his actions and movements between A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith would be really interesting to see, and I know Ewan McGregor's kind of expressed an interest in doing it, so I wouldn't mind seeing that, but we'll find out. We know we're going to get an anthology film in between each of the core releases, so we'll see what happens there. So guys, Star Wars Anthology, Han Solo, what do you think? Are you happy about it? What sort of storylines would you like to see? Are there any characters you would like to see crop up in the film? Anyone you don't want to see crop up? Please let us know. As always, if you like the content, like, subscribe, that would be awesome. Follow me on Twitter, I am at GrimmeD1. Follow us on Twitter, we are at Team Clocked, and we'll be back with more reaction soon. Until then, cheers.